So we're going to talk about the calendars in your Blackboard classes for about 2 to 3 minutes so that you are prepared and ready to roll once you're done with the online orientation. So every class that you have will have some kind of calendar, especially the Blackboard classes. Your teachers have gone ahead and made sure that you know exactly what assignments you're doing for the entire week so that on Monday you'll actually know what's coming up for the entire whole week before your Friday deadline. So let's go ahead and actually take a gander at one of these classes. We're going to start by looking at, how about biology? We're feeling a little full of life today. We'll check out a little bio. So in your classes, you're going to have that helpful left-hand side navigation. You've got announcements, calendar, the grades, all kinds of good things. So we're going to go ahead and click on calendar. And what your teachers have set up for you is usually a whole look at the entire semester. Some teachers might do it by unit, others by quarter. Just kind of depends on the teacher. But they're going to show you exactly what you have due each week. So check out, kind of go look at this one. Check out this class. Miss McGrath very helpfully shows you what you need to do from home on Mondays to be ready for live class on Tuesday. And then when you're done with live class, what you'll be doing the rest of the week from home, so Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 99% of the time, you're going to have a Friday at the end of the day deadline for your work. So for example, Miss McGrath has a quiz due by Friday at the end of the week. You can also see, like this other week, there's actually an assignment and a quiz due by the end of the week. So it just depends on what you have due that week. But what you're doing from home maybe on Monday, what you're doing in live class on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then what's due by the end of the week. So maybe you're thinking, okay, so do I have to stop on Monday once I have that done? Not necessarily. Your teacher, and they can give you more information on what they expect for their class, but your teacher usually is going to be a-okay with you working ahead. So what that means, let's look at this calendar. So let's say, okay, so I'm finishing this lesson. This lesson's called The Solid Majority. I'm going to read this act. Well, what if I want to read ahead? Could I do that? Well, you can look and see what else is due that week in the class, and it would be okay to read ahead. You're still going to come to live class and participate in whatever activities your teacher has planned, but it's always okay to look ahead to see what's coming up. That's why we give you the entire week ahead of time so that you know what you're doing. You'll also, want to pay close attention to calendars and teacher announcements because they might decide, okay, we're not going to take the exam, we're going to do this instead, or you are taking the exam, but it's for extra credit, or, whatever your teacher decides. So most of the time you will see your class calendars laid out kind of in this 3-chunk section. What am I doing before live class? What am I doing in live class? And then what's due by the end of the week after live class. Let's look at one more class and one more calendar so you're very clear on what to expect when you open up your classes after you finish online orientation. So if you were in digital photography, your calendar, same thing, is going to be in the left side navigation. Isn't that helpful how we all do that the same? I sure think so. Open the calendar. And this class, it's an elective, it's a little bit different, so it's not going to meet face-to-face, and you'll see in this class everything's gone ahead and laid out 1 week at a time. So even this discussion board is due Friday by midnight unless otherwise noted. So it's important to kind of look ahead and see what's coming and what's due. Check out that week, 3 assignments due that week, whereas the next week there's nothing due. I know something's due because in this class it's actually in bold, and that tells me that it's actually physically or digitally needing to be handed in. So I can see the entire semester there. So that's really handy. If I know that I'm going to be out of town, or if I've got something coming up with my family in week 13, I can look ahead of time and see, oh, I've got to talk to Miss Stevens about taking my unit exam before I'm out of town. And that's just a good communication habit. Okay, so you've got these calendars in all of your classes. But what are you going to do with all those tasks and due dates? I have a good idea. Why don't you put them in your planner? Wouldn't that be nice if every student everywhere always put all their assignments in their planner? So one thing to keep in mind, you're going to get a free planner, and your teacher might help you set it up, and maybe you're a super type A organized person, planners are second nature, you live and breathe planners. Awesome, this is going to be easy for you. Now if you're like me, and you're not a planner person, you're going to have to put in a little more time and a little more effort training yourself to build those habits. I had to do it too. I'm not a planner person, but I have forced myself through high school, college, my job, learning how to get things done and have a planner ready to go. So go ahead and set up that planner, and you're going to use that to keep track of all of your deadlines and due dates. It's not going to work to have it digitally or to have sticky notes all over your desk. Use a planner. It's going to really help you in those online habits. If you have any questions or need any help setting up a planner or just some strategies for getting organized, go ahead and talk to your advisor or a link leader. They're going to be really helpful, and they can actually show you their own student planners as well. So we covered calendars. We talked about using a planner for staying organized, and the rest of the chapter is going to continue to have you dive into your online and physical tools. This might be a good time to start thinking about your home classroom. And what I mean by that is, where are you going to do school every day at home when you're not on campus? Do you have a desk in your room? Is it the kitchen table, the living room? How are you going to limit all those distractions? Your planner could be a helpful way for helping to figure that out now. So again, any questions, let your advisor know or talk to a link leader, and make sure that you keep moving in the online orientation. Great work, guys.